MCB has come here today at this very important demonstration outside Downing Street to make our point. We actually for many months have been campaigning against this very unfair and unjust US-UK extradition law. Today what's happening is that we have put innocent people behind bar on the request of US when there's no evidence, when our own police, our own Crown Prosecution Service has not charged them here, and they are facing extradition to US where they have very little chance of getting justice. That's why we have come here to make our point to the government that they must not allow this to happen. This will damage our faith in our democracy, in our justice system, and it's going to create further disenfranchisement amongst our young people.
My heart goes out to the families of the people here who are campaigning, because it must be an incredibly painful thing to have to campaign, not for somebody who has supposedly done some wrong, but for somebody who has committed no offence whatsoever in this country, but spends years and years in prison waiting to be extradited. I believe these extradition laws are part and parcel of the special relationship with America, which itself is part and parcel of the war on terror. And I believe they should be scrapped, and we shouldn't be extraditing people to the United States.
No American is extradited for any crime committed on American soil. So why, if British people who have never left this country, why are they being extradited? Ireland won't extradite its own, France won't extradite its own, New Zealand won't extradite its own. Why are British people being treated like the rubbish of the world? It has to stop. And really now, I'd really like you to answer me and just say, I said no! I said no way! I said no way to the USA! We will stay in the UK! UK trial or no trial! UK trial or no trial! Equal rights for the UK! Thank you.
I visit my son Talha every Sunday. It takes the family to go 3 hours and come back 4 hours. Every time I go there and see Talha, instead of comforting him, he comforts us. He says that, Mom and Dad, we have not done anything wrong. So my simple, very, very simple message to you that they are British citizen, and I want that British justice should be applied to them. And I also ask David Cameron, our Prime Minister, Mrs. Cameron, and all the MPs that they have also got sons and daughters. They look after their sons and daughters. So we'll appeal to them, you will look after our sons and daughters. Thank you very much indeed.
She worked on many cases related to Guantanamo. She assisted when Babar was out of prison and taking the police to court. Someone who's absolutely wonderful, always by our side. Please welcome Louise Christian.
Thank you all for being here. This is a really important issue about justice. There are basic things about British justice we all understand. Due process, the rule of law, innocent until proven guilty, not to be imprisoned for a long period without being given a trial and a chance to prove yourself innocent. These are all concepts that are being broken, and broken in a really big way because of our complicity with the US war on terrorism.
I didn't know until I looked into the Talha Hussein case that it was a crime in the UK to write poetry, to write in the English verse about things that you're passionate about. And I think, Chachi, you should be proud of your son because he's in the same tradition of Bengali poets as Nazrul Islam and even Rabindranath Tagore. What I find quite staggering about this all is that you can be incarcerated in this country without any idea of the allegations against you and have the threat of extradition from another country. This is the real evil of this Extradition Act, and I would actually go further than some of my parliamentary colleagues. I think the whole act has to be repealed completely.
I hope we can carry on this momentum so that something will be done and we can prevent injustice.
I'm now going to introduce to you Father Joe Ryan, who is accompanying the families across the road to Downing Street in a few minutes.
Thank you, Victoria. It is my pleasure to be with you here to show solidarity in this campaign seeking for justice. As chair of the Westminster Justice and Peace Commission in the Archdiocese of Westminster, as a Catholic priest, as a Christian, as a citizen, I want to fight for justice. I want to show solidarity with all of the speakers who have spoken so eloquently, and it is my privilege to accompany the Imam and the family to go to number 10 to see that justice is made clear, that we are here in solidarity, we are here to support the families and all who are supporting and looking for human rights. We're not looking for anything dramatic, just simple British justice, which indicates that you are innocent until you are found guilty.
Our next speaker represents the foremost and the largest Muslim umbrella organization in the country. The Muslim Council of Britain has been at the forefront of speaking up for those who are held unjustly without trial or without charge, and those who are on the verge of being extradited to the United States. Please welcome the Secretary General, Farooq Murad.
On your behalf, our greeting of peace to those four men who have been imprisoned without charge. No one amongst us would like our children, any one of our children, to be in that position. Our hearts and our thoughts are today with their families. I've just met Babar's father, who has been campaigning relentlessly over the last 8 years for justice for Babar. I think the basic premise of our rule of law, which we have in this country, is that you are innocent till proven guilty. With these cases, that lies in tatters in the hearts and the minds of justice-loving people, many young Muslims in particular. Let me say that perhaps does not apply to all equally. Babar and Talha allegedly committed some crimes in their homes in this country, sending information or writing poetry, as Murad just highlighted, which we did not know were crimes. But if they were crimes and were committed here, then surely they could have been charged here and they should face justice in their country. Extradition laws were to return the fugitives. Babar, Talha, Richard, Gary, they are not fugitives. They are citizens of this country in Britain, and they should be, if they have committed crimes, should be charged here.